and they taught me a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot of things from them, and I was able to use all my I want to say skills, you know.
I don't like that. Hey everyone, 大家好. Today we wanted to discuss something that a lot of people have actually been asking us about. They ask us about our love life, but then they also ask like, what can I do to get a love life? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we just get a lot of questions about relationships.
Sure.
And we figured that today would be a nice day to do it.
Mm-hmm. And we will focus on one primary topic, and that is whether or not you should start dating early.
Yes. And I'm not sure where I stand just yet, so maybe by the end of this video,
Me neither.
We'll come to a conclusion. Or we'll just still be in the middle. Who knows? We'll see.
So let's give some background. So tell me a little bit about the Western American dating culture.
So in America, it's not taboo. You can pretty much start dating whenever you start hitting puberty, which is around like middle school.
Yep, around middle school.
It's like when you start like having feelings towards other people, then you're just like, all right. Parents are like, you can start dating.
Parents actually, I mean, they kind of encourage it.
They kind of encourage it.
You won't get punished if you get into a relationship. They encourage you to do it. I mean, it's all like, oh, if you gotta do it, you gotta do it safe.
I mean, unless you have really strict parents, but my parents, they did not care if I started liking boys. And
I think even strict parents are fine with you, say, having a prom date.
Right, like having a prom date.
Or even having a boyfriend, but as long as
they approve of them.
And you hang out under supervision.
Right, exactly, yeah.
So I can't really tell. I mean, I can tell you a generalized version, and then we'll go into our own history.
In our own history. So like, what is it dating in China like?
In China, it's pretty much extremely frowned upon
To start dating
and
early?
things all have to be underground most of the time.
Wow.
I mean, maybe like my parents never really had a problem with me.
Okay.
I mean, they didn't like it. They definitely didn't like it. They didn't like it, but they didn't do anything to actively stop me.
Okay.
But at the same time, it's not even about the parents. It's about the school. Everything has to be underground. And you can't get found out by your teacher. Otherwise, they would tell your parents. I mean, back me up here. What I mean?
Sounds so stressful.
Does that sound reasonable to you? That is kind of the dating culture for anywhere between middle school to high school.
So really, you definitely have school before relationships. It's like it's the opposite here in America. Like, teachers will get involved in students' relationships. They'll be like, what, you're not dating anymore? Oh my god. Like, they'll get involved.
Do you want to start with your personal dating?
We might as well start with mine, because there's not that much.
It's a little bit about, this is a very personal topic.
This is very personal, and it does not leave this room, okay?
Yeah.
In high school,
she is one of those emo kids, you know.
So I was in the art department at my school, and I dyed my hair like every other month. And if you guys are so painfully curious about what I looked like, I'll post the photo in our WeChat group.
Yes.
But people in the WeChat group, do not make a sticker out of it. Do not use it. Just look at it. I can't handle it.
Now they're gonna use it.
I can't handle it. In high school, backtracking, I did not have many relationships because I liked guys, but I just didn't look good. The only time I dated in high school was my freshman year, and it was for about 2 weeks. And it was just this like young boy.
Did you kiss?
We did kiss.
Bruh.
Anyway, so after high school, I, again, didn't really date. You're gonna hate hearing this. I saw 2 guys, but we never officially dated in high school. I mean, in college. I never officially dated them, but I did see them. And then I met Mike. So yay, happy ending.
It's also good, you know.
It's good
because now you have benchmarks to compare.
Mm-hmm.
So you know exactly how awesome I am.
True. Very true, though. Anyway, now we're going to talk about this man.
So that'll take a while, so I have the long story. Wait, what's that?
What's it called?
Long story short. So
long story short, yeah.
You
have to make a long story
short talk. Yeah. There you go. But before we dive in, here's a little invasive questions. Because if we're disclosing sensitive, private, personal information, you need to too.
You need to too.
Tell us, when was the first time that you had a boyfriend or a girlfriend? So tell us about that. So another thing about me is I went to school really early. So I went to school at 5. So by the time I got to middle school, which is grade 7, I was like 11. And all the other I just turned 11, and all the other kids are either 12 or 12 years old. Yeah, I was barely hitting puberty.
Oh no.
Well, some of the girls are already hitting puberty.
Oh no.
And they, girls hit puberty before guys. So
yeah.
And I mean, if you think that I look good now, I mean, fuck, back in middle school, I was fresh meat. Okay, I was fresh chum into the ocean of sharks.
What?
I don't know, but
chum is like fish cuts. You want to really compare yourself to fish cuts? Say like
whatever.
I was like a seal, like a wounded seal.
Girls would show interest in me, and then I would not know how to say no. I mean, once you're a guy and you find out that girls are interested in you, like, you're never saying no.
No.
And that's when I started working out and all that. And
really started hitting the in puberty endorphins.
Yeah. And that's when the testosterone's really kicked in.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah.
So there was just a mirage of just horrible relationships and like girl stories and all that. And then things just got way worse in college until I met you. So
Bruh. I don't know how to feel about that.
I think for you, would you say that all those 3 guys could go to hell, you never met them, and you'll be totally okay with it, and that all 100%. You need in this world is me, and...
These are wedding vows? What's going on? What's happening?
But for me, all those girls that, I've encountered in the past shaped me into who I am.
And I appreciate that.
And they taught me a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot of things from them. And I was able to use all my I want to say skills,
I don't like that.
There's no way I would have acted the way that I did on our first date if I didn't know how to actually have a good date. Ooh, if I'm like if my palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy, See, if you're a girl, if you're like the 20% of the girls watching our content.
Hi.
Hey, please join our WeChat group. We need more girls in the WeChat. If you're a girl, would you be okay with the guy who is inexperienced and all that so that you can teach him, kind of like guide him through this whole relationship journey? When you told me I love you, I knew that it meant something. Yeah. And it's awful. It's awful when you have been through so many relationships. Yeah. And you're now telling a different person I love you for the 10th time in your life, and after 3 weeks of dating this new person, you're telling this person I love you. I mean, every single time that you say it, the value of love just diminishes. And that's the kind of baggage that you're gonna have to carry with you if you're the type of person who keeps getting into relationships after relationships. Is like, I never call you lao po, because I've called way too many girls that, and it's almost like an insult to you now if I call you lao po, because it's just
you can call me waifu.
Yeah, I can call you wifey.
Wifey.
Yeah, I mean, that was refreshing, honestly, to be with you, because I have less experience in that regard. I'm speaking completely different language,
right?
And everything. I feel like I was given a second chance to start anew. Think about 10 years, 20 years ago. Well, 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I was in middle school. Remember when kissing a new person was like the biggest thing ever.
Big deal. It was a
hug.
Deal.
Remember when holding hands?
Oh my god, remember when like that electricity went through you when you like just brushed up against someone? You were like, oh no! You're like, we can't touch.
Yeah, now let's go to the bar, get drunk, and then go home with a stranger, and then jam your face between their thighs. What?
Did you just have like a flashback or something? I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
So what do you think? Do you think that we should just, as a society, accept kids, you know, middle school, high school,
college age starting,
teenagers,
teenagers,
to openly date each other? I lived through it. Gwen lived through it. You came out unscathed. I came out extremely traumatized and with a ton of baggage with me.
Okay.
And you know, I mean, you see us as this really loving couple, and we are, you know, and I love Gwen. Gwen loves me. No kissing. But
only in the WeChat group. You guys can see it there.
Get our premium video. No.
If you want more actual dating advice rather than us just like kind of complaining about our past,
remember to hit the like button.
Hit a like button, and we can do another video.
We'll keep doing it.
We'll talk about this all we want. I was about to sound
all
really
day long.
All day long. We can talk about this all day long. Try to give advice, you know. But again, it really just depends on the other person, what their background is like.
Sure.
You never know another person until you start
Sure.
really getting to know them.
Yeah.
Bye. I still love him.